Hey guys, Thomas Jr. here, aka Mustached Tom, here to review the movie The Shallows. So we follow this young lady who is trying to do something for her mother. Uh, she goes to this beach in New Mexico, I believe was the location, and she's surfing some waves with some guys. They surf for a while, and then she comes back and sends a little message, and then she assumes that it'd be a pretty good idea to go back out there one last wave. Why the heck not? And thus she's attacked by a shark, and she pretty much gets sent toward this little small island with this little small bird. And we spend the rest of the movie pretty much just watching her take care of herself and then try to get the assistance of people on the shores. There's some people that come across. The first guy is like this guy who got drifted there, and then he like ends up like trying to steal all her stuff, and then he gets caught by the shark, and then the two other guys that were suffering with her earlier return the next day. And she's warning them, and they're like, yeah, there's no sharks here, whatever. And one of them gets attacked by the shark, and the other guy is trying to swim toward her, and he gets captured as well right when he was about to reach her. He even has like her hands at one point, and the shark pretty much drags him under. She's what she has available, like she gets the camcorder that he had and is able to record what she would assume is her final message to her sister and father. Then she sees that the shark is avoiding these other hazards in the water, so she swims towards a buoy for the final showdown, and she swims towards that, and the shark is trying to get her, and it gets more and more desperate, and she does as well, so it's desperation versus desperation pretty much. The shark is like gnawing on the buoy, and then it finally tips over. She like does the thing where she like hooks onto a chain and then zips down into the water because it's pulling it down, and the shark's following her. And then she moves out of the way right before there's these things that are poking up. They're like shards or some sort of sharp object, and the shark just lands on it. She's able to get rescued by the guy, and then everything's all fine and dandy. So there are some odd Baywatch moments where it's all slow and like weird. Um, I would say the middle of the movie is where things get really interesting. Even though it's simplistic, it's still uh, pretty interesting in that regard of the vibe. Um, I've seen a lot of others compare this to Jaws, and I can see that a bit. There are some points where the shark looks a bit odd, but that's okay. Other than that, this movie is pretty good. I'd give it a 6 out of 10. I felt like it did enough here. Um, it does these really good shots of underwater, thinking like the shark is gonna come pretty early on in the movie, but it's just like, nah, we'll leave that for later. The movie in itself is pretty honed in on this one location, so it's interesting to see a movie that does this sort of thing where it can place itself in one location and pretty much just virtually stay there for the entire movie. Um, and in that sense, there's a sense of like almost padding it out a little bit, where she's like trying to take care of herself for a while and just waiting there for a while, stuff like that. when she's in pain and taking care of herself, that's necessary. But there's also the times where she's just sort of just sitting there, and then it's like, oh, gotta put something there. Like the guys that come together, you gotta have a moment like that. So it is what it is. It's a fine movie. I enjoyed it. Probably a return to form for shark-based movies, so that's fine. I respect that. Anyways, that's my review. This has been Tom Sicily Jr., aka Mustached Tom, and I'll see you guys next time.